I remember the ball quite vividly. Admittedly, I obsessed over every detail of that night. I wondered for many nights if there was anything I could have said or done differently to change your mind. Now I realize how silly that was. There was nothing I could have said or done that would have made you budge in your resolve then. I know that now. Are you asking for my forgiveness? Truly asking, or are you attempting to cease the conversation? You did not wish to hurt me. Please, Your Majesty, I was not hurt. Disappointed and confused, yes, but not hurt, for I knew you returned my feelings. That applies to your lack of response to my frequent letters as well over the course of this year. Disappointed and confused, but not hurt. My heart is much more resilient than most would assume. I understood that what you were doing had nothing to do with me, or any lack of feelings towards me. You were doing what you believed that you needed to do for your kingdom, and what you believed your parents would have wanted for their legacy. Your legacy. Though, I did not understand the reason why you had such beliefs then, and do not pretend to understand now, but I do not wish to repeat my outbursts. It was childish of me. I have grown. I know now that there is a better way. I cannot say that I am not pleased to hear you care so much for my feelings so openly. I did not expect an apology tonight, or anything tonight, considering your actions have proved to be cold up until this point. I have decided then. I will grant your forgiveness if you grant me a request. I can see your hesitation to answer, Your Majesty. I assure you that it is not anything too grand or anything that would be impossible to fulfill. As I have said, I have grown since then. My request is quite small, silly even. It will not cost you anything besides time. Well, I would like a tour of your library tonight. Just the two of us. That is all I ask. It seems that our presence in the library may have been overspent, though, regardless of our lack of presence, it would seem that everyone still thoroughly enjoyed themselves. We were hardly missed. Please, Your Majesty, you are acting as if we had committed a heinous crime with how tight your nerves are wound. There is no law in your kingdom that promotes abstinence, nor that rejects acting in love. What we did was completely natural. If anything, it further proves your feelings for me, as it reaffirmed my feelings for you. You think so low of me that I would make gossip out of an intimate moment shared between us? You have so much to learn about me if you believe so. I am not the current queen of this kingdom. I do not take pleasure in scandals. If you were truly frightened about what would come from us being joined in such a way, you would not have risked it. No matter what you say, this cannot and will not be a one-time occurrence. You shut that option out the moment you showed me your library. Just the two of us. There is no going back after this, Your Majesty. This is the risk you took in hopes that you can delude yourself into thinking that you can have it all your way, thinking that you can have the image of your current legacy untainted and still have me behind the frame. I am not one of your commoners that will abide by your wishes. I am your queen. Guards, secure the castle. Capture the ex-queen and have her brought into the throne room. You are far from daft, Your Majesty. You and the current queen are being overthrown. What a lovely throne room. It will look even lovelier with my kingdom's colors intertwined, a show of the joining of our kingdoms. Our colors have always been so compatible with one another. Yet another reason to add as proof to our destined relationship. Your Majesty, I urge you to calm yourself. I only had your guards shackle you in fear that you would do something drastic. You are the last person anyone would want to see hurt themselves or others. I do not plan to have you tortured nor killed. The latter surely, and the former unless circumstance demands it. But I am going to optimistically assume it will not. I do not believe I was speaking to you, hag. Struggle as much as you wish, but those shackles will be your newest accessories. I am sure with enough spit and buffing against your prisoner rags, they will shine almost as much as your precious jewels that you bought at the expense of your people. These guards do not answer to you, and will never answer to you again, hag. You are nothing in this kingdom, lower than even the poorest commoner. You are not even worth the infection maggot-ridden pigs left to rot in a ditch. You should be grateful that your queen has even graced you with life for this long. Your Majesty, forgive me. While I do not wish for you to see this side of me, you must know it is deserved. Look around you. The majority of the guards that have secured my success in capturing your kingdom do not come from my men. They are your men that wear your emblem and your colors. If you ask each and every one of them where their loyalty lies, they will say it lies onto you and you alone. It is their duty to protect you and the kingdom first and foremost. Protection comes before comfort. Often, things must be done that are not pleasant. What is occurring now is one of those things. Yes, they are following my orders to protect you and this kingdom because they recognize that my loyalty also lies onto you and you alone. They recognize, as I have, along with many in your kingdom, that this miserable woman you claim as your queen is a leech and a black mark onto the reputation this kingdom once held. May the prior king and queen, your parents, rest in peace, but they were wrong to have arranged her to you. If they were alive today, they would see their mistake and would wish at once that you restore the image of this kingdom and be rid of her. I am sure that they would have approved of me wholeheartedly. You must agree. If your parents saw what became of their kingdom, would they be proud? You and I could make this kingdom so much more than it has been. Your guards have put faith in me to give them back the kingdom they once served before you, and I am putting my faith in you, that you will help fulfill that. Once and for all, I ask you again as I have the year prior. Take my heart. Take my hand. Take your kingdom back with me. Denounce her, and let us rebuild together. Thank the gods. Guards, release them. My love, the future of your kingdom, of our kingdom, of us, is looking brighter than the dawn that approaches. You still dare to speak to your queen in such a way, hag. My love, what shall we do with this miserable wench? You cannot truly believe that sending her back to her family would be the best. There is a risk of retaliation. She would be most harmless under the watch of the guards. Cruel? How much negligence she has shown as queen is cruel. Imprisoning her for the rest of her life would be merciful, with the damage she has done to so many people. You cannot tell me you care for her still. Time has made you fond of her, and time will make you realize that fondness was misplaced. Guards, take her to the... If you will not let me imprison her, Then your wish is my command, Your Majesty. She will no longer be imprisoned in the dungeons. Rather, her bleeding out body will be buried in a forgotten ditch on the outskirts of the kingdom, just like the pigs. I saved her the humiliation of a public death by guillotine. She would not have done the same. Guards, let her body run cold before disposing her. I'll call for the servants to tidy up after. Your Majesty, please. I would prefer if you didn't dirty your hands with her blood. It is no longer royal blood after all. What do you plan to do with that sword, my love? Kill me? Leave yourself to run not only your kingdom, but the kingdom that you've taken a ruler away from? Your emotions are heightened. You are fond of her. I can only assume again, due to time and nothing of actual substance. Meaning, it will not take long for you to recover from what needed to be done, not only for our kingdom, but our relationship. You will come to thank me for making the decisions I have today. You have taken my heart, my hand, and this kingdom back, with all of these men here as our witnesses. The declaration you have made will not be taken lightly. Drop the sword and do what you must for your kingdom, for your legacy, for yourself, once and for all.